All right, welcome to the Nick and Don podcast with Nick and Heim. So it's been about like 3 weeks since our last episode, and a lot has happened. A lot has changed. Actually, I wouldn't say changed, but a lot of like old faces are in new places, or familiar faces are in
Yeah.
familiar places. Actually, old places that they were in. Um, so it's going to be an eventful episode, an episode that I'm excited for, and we have a lot to talk about. But before we get to like the free agency moves and the trades, I want to talk about summer league. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about my guy for summer league because I have a guy that played really well in the summer league, and honestly, I kind of expected him to. He's not a rookie. Um, he's not even a guy that was highly touted. He wasn't even drafted. He didn't even play high school basketball. Naquan Tomlin from the Cleveland Cavaliers. And yes, this is some Cavalier bias, but I got to go ahead and talk about it. Naquan averaged 19.6 points per game on 48. No, no, sorry, 50% from the field on 15 attempts. So that's already in itself really good. He shot. Let me make sure I'm looking at it correctly. 33% from three. He's on 6 attempts, which is actually pretty good on 6 attempts from a guy that I honestly didn't see as like a sniper. He's more of a big. He averaged 8.3 rebounds and he averaged one steal a game and one block. So like his versatility on both ends, I thought stood out to me when I was watching the Cavs in the summer league. He's a guy that the first two games he might have missed like 6 shots combined in those two games. So I got to give Naquan Tomlin some love. I know not a lot of people know who that is, and I know that's not a highly touted name. It's not the Cooper Flags. It's not the Dylan Harpers or the Ace Baileys who didn't. I don't even know if he even suited up in Vegas, but he played a couple games in Utah. Um, he's not the Derek Queens who we'll talk about later who got injured, but he's not those guys. He's not the highly touted guys, but I got to talk about him because he's about to get signed to a multi-year deal here in Cleveland, and it's huge. Like guy never played varsity basketball in high school. He never even made a team, and you go from that to junior college to playing at I believe a Division II level, and then going to the NBA. Like it's huge. It's huge. It's a crazy story, and I actually have a friend, and you know this guy Kent Oldweiler who didn't play varsity basketball, still committed Division I, and still made a career out of you know not making the team or having a situation that didn't suit him well in high school, and now he's playing big time basketball. So Naquan Tomlin, I got to show him some love. I do have some other people on my list if that's okay. If you want me to list them, or you want to go and give your guy
Yeah,
or
let's
guys.
let's trade actually real
Okay, go
quick.
ahead.
We'll go back and forth. But I love Naquan Tomlin, and I actually have not seen any of his game. Like I did not watch any summer league whatsoever. But what I see is exactly what we've talked about in terms of like that backup support for Jared Allen. I mean, he's 6'10", but I don't know
Hmm.
what he looks like on the court. I don't know how he moves. Like
He moves
this
good,
is
bro.
all
He's
new to
he's
me.
everywhere, bro. Everywhere.
If you're shooting 33% from the field like that, like or from not 33% from the field, from
From the
3
three.
like that, and you're averaging 19 and 8 in the summer league, and I mean, the summer league is a place for, really good players to dominate, but for
Hmm.
a guy like him with no resume to do
Hmm.
that, says something about him, so that's so cool. I love that. I love that shout out. My player to watch from the start, and I mean it, is one of everyone's is Conkin. I was really
Hmm.
looking forward to him coming out of the draft. I thought he was just great all around team player. He just fits whatever team that you want to play on or you want him to play on. He'll do whatever you ask him to do, and it showed. I mean, the Hornets won their first ever piece of hardware in franchise history, and it happened to be a summer league championship. But it was Conkin for me. I love watching his game. I thought he just plays well within the team, and he did that at Duke, and he continued to do that here with the Hornets. And it shows, like with him, like I think they'll have the ability to expand, with Lamelo and have him be off the ball and have Concanibal be more so of like this playmaker type guy. So watching
Mm.
Con play and him shoot the ball well, I thought he's just, this just good all around player that you can just again just plug into your team and he helps contribute towards winning. which is something that the Charlotte Hornets need really badly. So Khan was my number one guy.
Mm, okay. So you think he's gonna play some? He's gonna have some like lead guard role for the Hornets. You think he's gonna have like some lead guard like responsibilities
I
or
would like
just?
to see that. I would like to see that from him. I would love to see the Hornets go to having LaMelo off ball and working, trying to get open, off some off ball screens and then
Mhm,
catching and then creating from there. Like obviously we know LaMelo is a playmaker and a scorer and all that, but like you need somebody that's there to start the offense. So Melo is, he gets the ball around, but I think he's like a little too reckless to be having the ball in his hands, to start every single possession. At least I feel, but you never know if he's going to improve going into next year. But that's how I see Khan. But one way or another, he can be off the ball and be just fine and
mhm.
work for your team and play solid defense, rebound. He does it all. Seriously.
Yeah.
What do you think of that? I mean, what do you think of him
No,
being on the ball or taking the ball out of LaMelo's hands?
I wouldn't say he's gonna necessarily take the ball out of his hands because at the end of the day, we know Lamelo Ball is still the guy in Charlotte.
Totally.
What I will say is that like he was the safest pick, no, safest pick in the draft. If I'm being completely honest, like he was a guy that you already knew what the shooting was gonna be. We knew that.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
a great defender. We knew that he's got good size at about 6'6". So like he's a guy that like it's not really a swing for the fences. It's low risk. It's low risk, high reward for with him. So like, um, I think he was the perfect pick for Charlotte. Charlotte needs guys that are going to come in and be ready right away instead of guys that are projects. Like last year, they drafted Tijon Salon, who I can't really gauge him yet. I don't really know. It's going to
Yeah.
be year 2 for him, so I can't really tell. But I wasn't impressed with what I saw last year. So like, but I do know Brandon Miller's extremely talented. Lamelo's extremely talented. Miles Bridges is pretty good, and then you got Charles Lee, who's a heck of a coach and did a heck of a job in the first half of the season before Lamelo got injured and Brandon Miller got hurt. So that's the only thing that worries me is just their injury luck over there in Charlotte. And then just I don't know, like I just don't know in terms of like I wouldn't say care, but like I just don't know how much of winning like
I get it. I
basketball,
get what you mean.
like there's types of
They
guys
just
are.
don't win. They don't win like that. They don't win. They don't know how to win basketball games just
Yeah.
yet, or are learning how to win basketball games as a young core. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's a huge thing for like the league, like in general, and that's why you need veterans on your team. Like it's very underrated because those guys keep you like set you straight and kind of like
Mm-hmm.
they show you the way, like kind of tell you how it was or what it is really.
Mm-hmm.
So it's key to have those veteran presence, and they had Taj Gibson on the bench with them
Yeah,
last
they did.
year,
Yeah, they did. Yep.
which is a big presence for them, and all the guys loved it. But I think I agree with you. It's definitely like care is a good way of describing it
Mm-hmm.
because of like some of the personalities like Lamelo, and he's very um, I don't know what the word is now, like, very just he's got the fashion style and everything like that. He's very, into, like, the pop culture stuff
Flamboyant.
versus,
He's flamboyant.
Yeah,
He's out.
yeah,
Like he's
yeah,
out.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. So, he's always putting fits on and everything like that, and, it makes you question too, and, like, the way he plays his game is pretty reckless and AU-like, so, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there's
But
some
it
certain
works.
things
I
with
can't
that.
even act like it doesn't. He's a killer. The issue is just
He
like how much of that is going to result in winning. But we'll see. I guess. I mean, they're a lot better this year than they were last year. So,
Yeah, it would
and
be
they even
interesting
brought in
with
Colin Sexton, who I love. So,
Yeah, he's a dog. He's a dog,
mm-hmm.
man. You need a guy like Colin Sexton on your
Mm-hmm.
team. But I even think like with McNeely and then with Kalkbrenner,
Oh
I'm not
yes.
sure exactly how they're gonna fit, but they
I
will
think
work.
I
Like I
think
think
McNeely
they'll work
fits
just fine.
great. I think
Yeah, he's
McNeely
kind of
fits great. Yeah,
like a
like
Dirk,
he can shoot it. He
like
can
a
shoot it.
Bogdanovich kind of guy.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
he's more
just move
Bogdanovich
around
than
the
he is.
Then Dirk, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely not Dirk. I but still White and just more like the floor spacer and
hmm
just like the marksman, like all around different spots. I think
Yeah.
that's like good description for McNeely. And then you got a 7 foot beast and Kalkbrenner. I don't know how that's gonna work out. I
Mm-hmm.
always thought like at Creighton he was like not as laterally quick, but like
hmm
still that can be improved upon. He's a beast.
hmm
And he's great with the ball in his hands, which is so impressive.
Yeah, he
Um
is. He is.
But yeah,
Um,
we'll see what the Hornets have in store for them this season.
my next guy, um, Kyle Filipowski. I would be remiss to not like mention him. Like he was the best player in summer league this year. Like it just is what it is. Like it felt like every game I watched of his, he went off, and the stats hold true. 29 points per game, 56% from the field, 39% from three on 7 attempts, pretty much 7.7, 7 rebounds per game, and then like he was just great all summer league long, and like, no one could do anything with him. He only played 3 games, but it doesn't matter. Like he did all of that in 28 minutes per game. Like he didn't even play like 40 minutes a
Insane.
game. Like he was killing. And actually last year when we were doing our fantasy basketball league, he carried me some of these weeks. Like there was a week where he was like playing a lot, and I was like, you know what, let me grab him for the next week, and he still was killing. Like he averaged. Let me see what he averaged last season, but it had to have been close to double digits.
I
But
even
he's a
had
guy,
Collier last year towards the end of the year, and like
right?
I mean that team was just kind of clicking and like just playing
Hmm.
solid basketball all together, and it's impressive. They
Yeah,
got an
so he
impressive
averaged.
team. They got a great coach.
Yeah, they do. Well, Hardy's great.
Oh yeah,
That's a Celtic guy. Um, he averaged 9.6, which is I'm gonna round up to 10, 50% from the field, and then 35% from three, 6 rebounds. So he was good last year, and he's gonna have a little bit of a bigger role this year. Not a little bit. He's gonna have a bigger role this year with John Collins out of the out there in LA now. So honestly, like he was, I think he might have won MVP of the summer league, right? Yeah, yeah, he won MVP of the summer league. So killer, killer.
it's impressive. That is impressive. I mean, he's awesome. Like I thought he was great at Duke, and I really didn't know what to think once he like came out, into the draft and everything. I thought maybe he'll fizzle out, be in the G League. Kind of like one guy that I'm gonna mention here. I don't know if you're good on mentioning this, but Drew Timmy, I
Yeah,
almost kind of like looking in like
he
kind
was
of
one
the
of my
same
guys.
breath where like yeah, you think like one of them is gonna like, they're gonna fizzle out because, they're just like this tall, lanky white guy and everything, kind of like slow, not as laterally quick. And Filipowski absolutely showed it. Like that game where he went crazy. I forget he had like 29 or something. He had that poster dunk in overtime, and then they
Oh, who
ended
was that
up losing
against?
to the Spurs. Was it the Spurs?
I think so. That makes
But
sense. I'll
yeah, I
find it
mean,
right
one way or
now.
another, it was not what I expected from Filipowski at all in the summer league. And then Drew Timmy out here, I mean, he was dominating the G League last year, and then he's coming to the summer league and he's ready for it all. Uh, really, really impressive what Drew Timmy was putting on too. I
Yeah,
need to find Drew
absolutely.
Timmy's stats real quick because he was just as impressive as
Drew
Filipowski
Timmy
was.
averaged 25 points per game on 19% attempts, just like Filipowski. He shot the ball. He shot five threes, 21% from the three. Not very good. Now he's not a 3 point shooter though, so I'm not really concerned about that. 8 rebounds per game, 3 assists, which is pretty good for a center, and
Yeah,
one steal, 1 block. So honestly, like he was really good offensively. And he was like that at Gonzaga as well. Like his offensive game was spectacular, and he was an All American because of it. Um, what worries me is that like I don't know if they're gonna have too many minutes for him out in Brooklyn. But I honestly, like if I'm Brooklyn, I'm experimenting. We're gonna be bad, so like why not
exactly.
experiment? So I would play him. Like he was really good in summer league. That should show you some flashes there. They're like, okay, we can go ahead and play him a little bit, but I'm gonna take a look at the roster. But go ahead, you can finish your point about him.
Yeah, I honestly thought like now that he's shown himself in the G League and in the Summer League now too, Drew Timmy's got to get a shot in the NBA and get some meaningful minutes and just try to prove himself. I think still the one question I have for him is if he's quick enough for the NBA game because like my buddies are asking me like, do you watch summer league? Do you watch it often? Not really, to be honest with you. I don't watch it too often,
Hmm.
just because the level of talent is not there. Like when you're comparing, some of the top tier guys to like, really like, I would say like 65% of the summer league roster, or like 70% of the summer league rosters, like most of those guys are not even going to see an NBA court at the end of the day. And it's not a knock to those guys. Like they'll all bust my ass on the court. It's no doubt in that. but one way or another, it's still like it's just different worlds from summer league to the G League to the NBA. So you got the stats pulled up. That's all I got to say about Drew Timmy. Shout out to him. Shout out to Filipowski. I thought
Yeah.
they both were amazing
Do you want
putting
me
on
to
for the
look
white
at Drew
boys.
Timmy's last year stats or?
I was just looking at his summer league stats. That's
Oh,
what I
okay.
was trying
Because
to
last
pull
year,
up.
I'm not gonna
So
lie, in 9 games, 12 points per game, and 7 rebounds.
he was putting on
I mean, I know the Nets were bad, but talk to me nicely, Drew Timmy.
seriously.
That's
Seriously.
tough. That is tough. Wow, I didn't expect it. I didn't expect it to be 12 points per game, but okay. Um, okay, I thought another guy here, Terrence Shannon. Terrence Shannon,
Absolutely.
man, he was he was great. He was great for sure. I think they lost in the chip, right? That's who the Hornets played, right? I think, right?
I'm
Who did
actually
the
not
Hornets?
sure. I don't think it
Hold
was.
on, it wasn't them. It's gonna bug me. I think nah, they played.
It was some team that was
I'm
their summer
sorry.
league championship shirts for sale.
Hold on, give me a second.
They beat they beat Sacramento
Yeah, sack. Yeah, sack. Yep. But
83-78.
cause I got there's somebody on sack that whew, I got to talk about. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna throw his name out too. I got
Go
to.
ahead. Go ahead.
Um,
We'll talk about Terrence.
nah, but let me give Terrence first. Let me give Terrence first, and then I'll talk about this guy. But Terrence Shannon was great, and honestly, like he's showing me things that like honestly, the Timberwolves got to start playing him now because they lost Nikhil Alexander Walker. That's one, and he was very key to their success in these past 2 seasons. And now like Terrence Shannon has to step into that role, and he kind of just steps right in and fills that role beautifully. If I'm being honest, he's a guy that can play defense. He's a scorer, gets to the rim. I think he's a much better scorer than Nikhil Alexander Walker is. Nikhil
I agree.
Alexander Walker is the better defender for sure, but
Would
just
you
looking
say
at
Nikhil is a better shooter?
I don't know. I think they're both okay shooters. They're not snipers. Like I wouldn't
Yeah.
say they're snipers, but they're okay shooters. I'd say Nikhil may be the better catch and shoot guy, but off the bounce, I'm going Terrence Shannon. Terrence Shannon, he's been showing me some stuff that I just didn't see much of from Nikhil, especially off the bounce, like getting to the rim at least. Terrence Shannon is pretty good in
Oh, yeah.
transition. He's good at that. So um, I don't know. Like that's neither here nor there. I'm not really here to compare the two players, but like as far as roles go, Terrence Shannon kind of steps into that role perfectly, and it's beautiful for them. But the guy that I did want to talk about as well, and I'd just be remiss if I didn't, Neat Clifford. Neat Clifford was
I knew it.
he was just great. Like seriously, I couldn't believe like my eyes. I knew he was good. I didn't think he was I didn't think he was gonna be this good. He's everywhere, dude. Like he's everywhere. And when I was watching him, I was kind of watching with like a blind eye because I wanted to watch Devin Carter a little more. I mean, not a little more, but I just wanted to see what Devin Carter was all about because he was a guy that was kind of highly touted coming into last year's draft. And
Oh, yeah.
like he has Anthony Carter's his dad, and he's a guy that played some spot minutes during the playoffs or during the play in last year for the Kings. So I don't know. I just loved what I saw from Nick Clifford. I mean, he shot the ball efficiently. He averaged 15 points per game, but like that's still pretty good. He shot 49% from the field, but here's the bright spot right here. 45.8% from the three on 5 attempts,
That's
like
insane.
or on 4 attempts. Sorry, on 4 attempts, which is really good. Like you said, insane. Like yeah, and he averaged 6 rebounds and 4 assists. Like just stuff in his stat sheet. Just stuff in his stat sheet. He's a guy that can be a triple double machine, like bar none. So like I don't know, man. Like Keegan Murray, like you got to start hitting your shots. Cause if you don't hit your shots, you can be out the door. Nick Clifford can be playing. I don't want to be the hot take guy because Keegan Murray's my guy, but I'm just saying like it gives the Kings a little bit more wiggle room. Like if you're not hitting your shots, okay, like we can put you on the bench and Nick Clifford can come in, and if he's hitting his shots and he's playing good defense and he's bringing versatility, we can keep him on the floor. So The Kings got some versatility there. The issue is they're stuck in like this no man's land thing that they've been in for the past like 4 years now, and I'm starting to get a little worried that like Sabonis is gone, which honestly, it would probably be best for both sides if he
I
is.
agree.
Um, so we'll see. We'll see. They lost Jonas Valanciunas to the Nuggets, so I don't know if that was even on our list, but that's another guy that they lost, and so we'll see. I guess what they do, but Nick Clifford was a huge bright spot for me in watching summer league.
And what position is Neek technically?
I see him
Would
more
you
as like a
consider him a small forward?
I see him more as like a 3-4, like something like that. Like he's 6'5", but like he just I don't know. Like he plays a lot bigger than what he is.
Yeah, he's long.
So
He's got long arms and legs.
yeah, so I see
We
him more
see
of like
that.
a I see him more of like a three, but like they can experiment with lineups with him at the three and then Keegan Murray at the four, um, and they have Keon Ellis at the two, and then you have Malik Monk at the one, which I don't really love, but I wish he would have been in that sign and trade with the Pistons to get Schroeder out of there. But Schroeder will probably start at the point, and then Malik Monk off the bench, or maybe at the two. I don't know what they're gonna do, but Keon Ellis has to play. If I'm being completely honest,
Yeah.
he has to play. He's their most important player to me. I love every time he's on the floor, like he's playing
What
great
in terms of
defense.
development or just who he
No,
is?
just in terms of like defensively, like he changes the game for them every time he's in the game. So like he's a guy that I would love to see play a lot more. Depending on what they want, like what do you want? Do you want to win? Because if you want to win, then he's a guy that should be on the floor. But if you want to tank and you want to develop guys, and you can develop a Devin Carter or you can like whatever, but and he won't be on the floor as much, and you can maybe just use him as a trade piece. But like I don't know, I'm going on a tangent about the Kings because they frustrate me.
No, they're
Um,
in a terrible spot. Ever since they fired Mike Brown, that was the worst
yeah,
decision they made, and
yeah,
it's dominoes from this point on.
yeah.
It's gonna keep falling on them every single time. It's Sabonis. Sabonis is gone. Like Sabonis is already out the door.
I
Like
hope he is.
whether Kings fans like it or not, like they're not getting close to winning, and Sabonis is not getting any closer to like wanting to stay in
Hmm.
Sacramento. Considering what the organization's doing right now, it's been super sloppy. I'm not a fan of what Sacramento's been putting on these past few years.
I agree.
So yeah, no, it's all good. Maybe Devin Carter's the guy to step in to be that starting point guard. I know he's a little undersized, but still,
Hmm.
like, there's opportunity there for him to step up.
Yeah, yeah. That's fair. That's fair. Go ahead, throw me out another guy.
I'll throw you another guy. This guy was amazing. Uh, Carter Bryant,
Yeah. Yo,
awesome
Kawhi
defensive
Leonard
player.
2.0.
Talk Oh my gosh, he's insane. Like, I don't even know if it's Kawhi Leonard. Like, this guy's absurd. Like, he's like Marcus Smart almost, like, with how quick he is, the way he jumps screens, the way he's in the passing lanes, the way he's just getting involved. Like, you want that guy on your team, and you hate playing against guys like that. And the Spurs are going to benefit so much from that, considering the guys they have on their team. Like a guy like De'Aaron Fox who's struggling in Sacramento, and like they didn't have guys in Sacramento like that for De'Aaron Fox, to like take it easy a little bit or anything like that. Like all teams need a Carter Bryant or like a Marcus Smart or those kinds of players like that are gritty, that are so tough, that fight for you, and like no matter what, they're getting on the floor, they're getting busy. And that's what Carter Bryant is. Like, I was so impressed with his defense. And I really don't know too much about his offense. And I don't know what you had to say about his offense or anything, but I mean, his defense alone will get him minutes. And we already know that.
Yeah, like you said, I think his defense is his calling card in here in the NBA. The offense will come when it comes. Pause. Um,
Pause.
but you know, that was crazy. He had a
Crazy.
game. He had a game where he was like 0 for like 8 from the field, but he still impacted the game on that defensive end. So like, if even if you're going 0 for 8 from the field and you're impacting the game on the defensive end and you're still playable, that shows something positive at least. So like, if I'm being completely honest, like I love his fit here in in San
Kind of
Antonio.
gives me Asar Thompson vibes, kind of like where like there's a little gap on offense, but like the defense is so good that like the offense will come, when it
Yeah.
comes. Pause again.
Nah, for sure. He's got some spot up ability. Like his form is nice, but like the defense is just the
He,
calling card, bro.
he's
Like he's
defensive
got
minded. He's a defensive minded player.
yeah,
It's an
and he's
absolute
he's
truth.
got good intangibles. So like, once that offensive game starts to fill out, like he's gonna be a killer. And he was a 5-star recruit coming out of high school. Like he's 6'8", dude, 6'8".
Yeah,
Like you don't teach
crazy.
six
And he
eight
moves
when
like that.
yeah, you don't teach 6'8" that can move like that and have arms that long and he's gonna be a special talent in this league, especially going growing under the Spurs. Like, come on now, like it's a huge low risk high reward type of pick, and it's if he fills out that potential that I feel like he can, yeah. And he was the last pick in the lottery, so I love this pick, and I loved what I saw in summer league, especially defensively. And you don't really see a lot of people talk about the defensive end when it pertains to summer league, but like that's what his role will be in the NBA is to be a
Absolutely.
defensive specialist. So I like Carter Bryant a lot. Um, I'll throw out another guy. The popular name, the name that everyone talks about when we talk about summer league, Bronny James. Um, if I'm being completely honest, I've been saying that a lot. I gotta stop saying that. But Bronny James has been a lot better than I expected when it came to summer league. I didn't expect him to play the way he did, and I'll go ahead and pull up his stats here because he did show me stuff. Like he was good. I just the role that he played in summer league is not a role that he's going to play in the league. Like he was more on ball in summer league, and I get it. And a lot of people are like that in summer league where they'll have a way different role when they get to their actual team than when what they played in summer league. But he averaged 14 points per game, 47% from the field, 30% from three. Um, he averaged 4 rebounds, 4 assists. So not the worst. If I'm oh no, sorry, 4 turnovers, 4 rebounds, and then no, 3 rebounds and 4 assists. Sorry, but he averaged 4 turnovers. So like those are the things that like he has to clean up. Like the turnovers, like you averaged .2 more turnovers than assists, and like and it was four turnovers, which isn't good. He's gotta figure that out. But like those are the things that like can be cleaned up because when you play with Luca, when you play with Bron, when you play with Austin Reeves, like you're not going to have the ball in your hands as much. You're going to be more of a spot up, and that's what worried me with his role in the summer league. Is like, okay, yeah, you have the ball a lot, but you're never really going to have the ball a lot unless you're playing with the G League team. It's just the truth. And honestly, this roster for summer league will more than likely be a lot of the guys that's on the G League team. So like, yeah, you'll have that role in the G League, but like I just don't know how many like times in an NBA game you're gonna have the ball like that. It's not really gonna happen with Luca, who's arguably a top 3 player in the NBA, LeBron, who's a top 10 player in this league, and Austin Reeves, who's one of the best players in this league. Like he's in that to me. Austin Reeves is probably in that like 50 to 30 range, like the 30 to
Yeah, I
50. I
agree.
know it's a
I
big
agree.
range, but he's in that range. He's in the top 50 in
Yeah.
the league. So like I just don't know how many times you're gonna have the ball in your hands. So I guess we'll see. But his summer league, he showed me some things that I didn't expect, and he was a bright spot for sure for that Lakers team. Can I talk about his teammate real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Dalton Connect was stinky.
He stunk
He
really
he
bad.
was he was awful. I'm sorry. I know that may sound harsh, but he wasn't good. I don't know what he was up to. I don't know I don't know if the weather got to him. I don't know if he had a girl out there that he got. I don't
Late
know.
Vegas nights.
Yeah, I don't know what he was up to, but he was bad. Like I couldn't even believe it. And I remember like I have a friend that's a Lakers fan. I remember him saying that they got like the number 1 pick in last year's draft when they drafted him.
I thought it was a steal.
And honestly, it still can be a steal, whatever. He's like it could be just a bad shooting week, whatever. But he averaged 10 points per game, 27.9% from the field on 14 attempts. He shot seven threes a game. What do you think his percentage was in those seven threes?
I'm sure it's like 15%.
23.8.
That's so bad.
He was
So
so bad in summer league. He was really bad
he
in summer
better have
league.
been trying shit. He better have been trying stuff and just messing around. Like I don't know what was going on. There's a clip of him going up for that right-handed layup on like the fast break, and I don't even know if he hits the rim.
Hmm.
It was like so crazy. I was like, holy crap! Like he's either like testing himself out and like getting out the kinks, or like this is not good. So to be determined. I mean, we'll see what happens, but yeah,
He
yeah,
was
I
so bad.
completely agree. It's
Um,
rightfully so to give a little call out to that.
do you have another guy? Because I have one more, and then I'm
I
done.
do.
Okay.
I do. I got one more guy. I'll go with one more guy. I'll go with two more guys. So I'll have one more to follow up your guy. But
Okay.
next guy, this one's gonna have some bias to it, but Hugo Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
I loved the pick when Boston ended up grabbing him from Real Madrid, and I think it just goes to show I've been saying this for a long time about the overseas players and how the young guys develop so well in the overseas systems, and you see that with Hugo. He is
Hmm.
such a great cutter. He's got I think he has the longest wingspan, in, like, the draft combine or at like, out of his shooting guard in the draft combine. I forget
Hmm.
what it was, but he's got a long wingspan. He's physical. He's on both sides defensively. He's getting physical. He's getting down and dirty, and he's cutting. He's cutting in the lanes on offense. He's hitting shots. He's hitting threes. He's got the ability. He can work within any team, kind of like a Con Knipple. He's like your shooting guard, small forward, I guess shooting guard version of like Con Knipple, where you just put this guy in and he contributes to winning basketball in any way that you ask him to do so. And again, that just goes to show with like the overseas and playing with the pros and again, learning just how to play the game the right way. I think that's something that we've talked about and getting lost in like the American basketball system and guys coming up through the system and, points being a huge thing. Like Hugo exemplifies just like good all around basketball. So shout out to him. I'm very excited to see him in a Celtics uniform. I think he'll play some bench minutes here and there, especially with no Tatum and this whole team experimenting with whatever the heck is about to go on this season
Are
compared
you?
to what we've.
Are
What
you?
am
I
I?
have a
What?
question. I have a question. Are you more excited for him in a Celtics jersey or Georges Niang in a Celtics jersey?
I'm excited for him in a Celtics jersey, but I appreciate Georges Niang. He went on our podcast. I don't know whose podcast it was, but he said
He
he's
has his
like, "I'm
own.
from I that might have been on his own. I don't know who he's with, but I saw just this clip of him, and he was saying he's like, "People don't even know I'm from Boston." He's
That's what
like,
I told you
"But
last
nobody
last
cares."
episode.
Yeah, yeah. He's like, "Nobody care, but nobody cares because they traded the unicorn for the minivan," and I respect that. And they were laughing about it, but ultimately, like, I'm looking forward to both of them. I'm willing to give Georges Niang a shot. Like, I used to get so mad at him for getting buckets, being the minivan, but
He's a
here we
bucket,
are.
bro. He's a bucket.
Yeah, he does get buckets. He does get buckets. I can't deny that. And I was saying before, like, I hope they don't make a Celtics jersey of his or anything like that. But like, let's see what happens. So I'm looking forward to both of them. More importantly, Hugo. I have high hopes for Hugo. I think there was a huge pick by Brad there. And just a sleeper pick late on that again is a guy that can fit on any team.
I
And
see.
real quick, I just wanted to say for Bronny too, like we have seen Bronny, his confidence has exuded and he's
Hmm.
grown in confidence since he got
Absolutely.
drafted. It's
He's a
pretty
pro now.
crazy. Like, yeah, like the G League development that like you look for and a lot of these guys that are late round picks and that don't turn out or don't pan out whatsoever. Like Bronny is putting in the work and getting to it and like you're seeing the results in the G League and in the summer league. Although he struggled a little bit, I mean, I think we're still going to see that like these guys are still 19, 20, 21 years old. Like they're still young as hell. Like they don't see the game as well as these 25, 26-year-old players
Yeah.
or
Game's still
some of the
fast to him.
goated players that yeah, exactly, exactly. So it's gonna take some time, but I just want to give that quick shout out to Bronny because
Hmm.
now everyone's like, "Oh, Bronny's, he's not terrible anymore." All this and that. Like
He
he was
never
a second
was.
round pick. He was a 55th pick. Like it's the
It's
same thing
because
with Shadur
you
right
know
now
why.
too.
It's
It's the
because
same thing with
right, right,
it's the same thing with Shadur too. It's
right.
whatever, man. Like they're
It's
just gonna
because
go
they
and
it's
do their
because their
business.
dad is their dads are superstars. I get it. I
And
get
they're
it.
because their dads are so great, and
Hmm.
that is held against them.
Hmm.
I'm so sorry, Bronny and Shadur and Shiloh and Bryce, like, that your dads had to be so great at their sports, at their
Hmm.
professions, that you have to be judged so hard
Right.
for it now too. So, yeah, yeah, but I just wanna give that quick shout out to Bronny. He was awesome, and again, just really love his professionalism and his development throughout.
So I lied. I have two guys, but this one guy, I'll leave my other guys as like an honorable mention. But this guy, I gotta show love, man. Gotta show love. Yuki Kawamura. Gotta show love. Got
Absolutely.
to.
He is
Hey,
awesome, dude.
short kings stand up, man. Short kings stand up, man. 10 points per game, 42% from the field, 41.7% from the three on 5 attempts, 6 assists. Short
This
King
guy's a
stand
grinder.
up. He had a
This guy is a
he's a
grinder,
grinder.
man.
He's a grinder.
He's going to find his way
He had
somehow,
a
some way.
20 he had a 20 and 10 game in his last summer league game. And I was having a conversation with my nephew, and my nephew he loves like the next chapter. 101s. I don't know if you know what that is.
Yeah, yeah,
Um
yeah, yeah.
so he was like, "Oh, there's this guy named Nasir Kaur in next chapter or whatever." He was like, "Yo, like Nasir Kaur would kill like people in the NBA," and I was like, "Bro, you don't understand how good you have to be to play in the NBA." Like, and then I referenced Yuki Kawamura like just randomly because he mentioned Jose Alvarado at first, and I was like, Jose Alvarado would kill anyone if he's playing serious. He would kill anyone in the next chapter.
I
Like if
agree.
he's locked in and his contract's on the line, he's going to kill everyone in the next chapter. And I
Do you think
referenced Yuki
anyone can beat Michael Beasley though? Like Michael Beasley is like
in next chapter
yeah,
or in the NBA.
or just in general. Like I don't know, Michael Beasley is like maybe the one
Well,
guy that I'd be like, you think
he's an NBA guy. He's not
you
in the
still consider him
NBA.
an NBA?
Yeah, yeah, he's an NBA talent. Well, he's just a nutcase up here, but he's an NBA talent. Like there's no doubt about it. I think Joe Johnson will give him a little bit of a run, but Mike Beasley is one of the best one-on-one players I've ever seen. It's a
I would love
fact.
to see him and Joe Johnson, absolutely.
Same,
That
same.
would be the matchup for me. Like, I thought him and Lance was unfair, but I'm sorry, I'm
Yeah,
getting
nah,
off
same. No, no,
topic.
no,
I
no,
was just
same.
thinking of
No,
the
no, no,
next
it's
chapter,
okay.
though.
It's okay. I like those types of conversations too. So like, yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
agree. I think Lance was a little bit of a mismatch. Not a little bit, a lot of bit of a mismatch. And Joe Johnson would be a better matchup for him for sure. And I think Joe could win that. Um, but yeah,
I don't
like
think Joe wants to play Michael Beasley. I don't wanna play Michael Beasley, to be
nah. But
honest
I
with
think
you.
for the bread, I think he'll play him like for the right
Oh,
amount of
yeah.
money.
Yeah, for the
Um,
bread, but if I was at the park and Michael Beasley was on, I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go home." Like,
yeah. But
I'm not
you're also not 6'7" like Joe Johnson is, and also just as talented, if not more talented than Michael Beasley.
Yeah, well,
So
I'm more so saying for the fact that Michael Beasley is, he's a crazy dude. He's
he
a
is
crazy
like
guy.
he has compilations of him talking trash. It is the funniest thing ever, bro. His compilations talking trash be having me in tears, bro.
Him in the pregame locker room before the big 3, and he's, like,
Yeah,
singing, like, Beyoncé or something like
he's
that, and it
crazy.
was, like, crazy. I'm like, "This guy is
Yeah,
insane," but then he goes out there and he gets buckets. It's
yeah,
insane.
I stole one of his sayings. So like every time like I have a friend that's like good at getting to the rim, he says, "Yo, like for example, like let's say you were good at getting to the rim, right? I would tell you in the middle of a game, yo, Nick, your lemonade get to the cup. It's a bar, right?
Wow.
It's a bar though, right? It's a bar. So I stole that from him. That's my
You're lemon
that's my new saying. Your lemonade,
that's like Terrence Shannon, he's lemonade.
yeah,
He gets to the
he,
cup like
yeah,
that, so
your
fair enough.
lemonade get
I
to the
like that.
cup.
I like that. We gotta keep that for the pod then.
Yeah,
We
yeah, that's
gotta
my
start using that for our guys, for
yeah
the slashers. Their lemonade, they get to the cup.
lemonade. Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
That's the saying. That's my saying for sure because I got that from him. Um, but yeah, Yuki,
I
like I
love it.
said, where we were at before, Yuki Kawamura was referenced because I ended up referencing him, and I'm like, dude, like, yeah, he's 5'8", but you don't understand how good you have to be 5'8" and make the NBA. Like, there's not many of them in the league, and like him, he might be the only one that's that small right now. Because oh no, I think no, yeah, he might be the only one that's that small in the NBA. I know Marquise Noel was in the G League last year, and then the year before, Jacob Gilliard was in the league. He's actually playing in the TBT right now for Boeheim's Army, which makes no sense because he went to Richmond and didn't play at Syracuse. And
Yeah,
bro,
Frank
bro, Frank
Mason,
Mason the third is playing for Syracuse. Like, what the heck?
crazy. And don't they have a Kansas team in the TBT?
Yeah, like why are you not playing
Crazy.
with Kansas?
I feel like he probably always was, but that's crazy. And they got upset by some team too. That
Oh, they
Syracuse team got
lost.
upset. I'm pretty sure they got upset like on a crazy like little buzzer beater or
Oh, now
something like that.
I gotta check. I
Yeah,
gotta check. But
yeah, crazy.
see, this is definitely a tangent. But I gotta. We talk all basketball here. We talk all. They
Y-
lost to
Yeah,
we are D3. So
yeah,
they lost to a bunch of D3 guys.
yeah. Which is crazy. But
Wow.
that goes to show again where the game is now. Like the game is on a different level. Like people are gonna get pissed off watching NBA basketball the next for the rest of their lives because it's gonna be even basketball. Like it's just different nowadays with the talent level and these guys that are coming through. Like you just said, you were saying before too, we were talking about Carter Bryant and Conkanipple, and you're like, those are safe picks. But like a lot of these guys are becoming safe picks. Like Ace
Hmm.
Bailey is probably the only guy that was like, okay, we don't really know about this guy because of the whole personality and everything that was kind of going on pre-draft process. But still, like even Ace Bailey is an absolute like freak of he's a freak.
Yeah, he is.
Um, so it's insane. But sorry, go ahead. What are you pulling up?
I'm
The
like,
or
yeah.
you already
I
pulled
looked at
that
the
up?
game winner. Wow. Wow,
Crazy.
bro. Wow, that's
It was on
crazy.
that right baseline, right?
And it was in Syracuse. So wow,
I
wow.
cannot imagine.
That's wild. Wow. Okay.
Hate to see it.
Um.
Hate to see it.
Yeah. Shout out to Tate Kibler.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out to TK.
Yeah. Shout out to Tate. Yeah. My last guy. It's just an honorable mention. Tyrese Proctor. I don't really shout out Duke guys here, but he's now a Cleveland Cavalier. So gotta show some love to the land. He signed a multi-year deal because of his performance in summer league. He was great. Um, had a 40-point game in his last game. Yeah, we lost to the Kings in that game, but he was great, and he was definitely a bright spot for our summer league team. So I definitely had to show him some love. And yeah, that's my last guy. So that wraps up summer league for me. If you want to go ahead and talk about summer league, you can, or your last if you have another
I got
guy.
two other guys to
Okay,
mention,
go ahead.
but I'm looking at the list of current active players that are the smallest current players in the
Mm-hmm.
NBA. So Yuki is the smallest player at 5'8".
Mm-hmm.
Then everyone's at 6 feet, like Chris
Yeah.
Paul, Kyle Lowry, Fred VanVleet. Like nobody's under 6 feet in the NBA except for Yuki, which goes to show again that heart that he has, and you see on the court and the way that he plays. It's insane. And like even with Memphis last year, you were seeing him play well, and like even Ja was saying that Yuki like was killing in practice and stuff, and I can see it. Like I understand it. It's so crazy. Like he is like the Muggsy Bogues of our era right now, in terms of like just like especially nowadays. Even Kevin Durant was just talking on Mind the Game about like the game doesn't even call for guys that are like under 6 feet anymore. Like you got to be 6'3" plus and be able to
Mm-hmm.
shoot threes and play defense and pass the ball and rebound. And they ask for everything. The game of basketball now calls for everything from a player. Like, three-level scorer, a hard defender, rebounder, playmaker, like everything. It's getting crazy nowadays. But yeah, I wanted to look that up real quick on Yuki and just make sure that was confirmed. So yeah, 5'8". That's unbelievable. But one guy I wanted to call out real quick from the summer league. This is a guy to watch for me going into the season. Is Chaz Lanier from the
Mm.
Detroit Pistons? Came out of Tennessee. I
Tennessee.
never even watched Chaz like that, in college, but
He was
once the
good in
tournament
college.
came
I'm
along,
a Kentucky fan, bro. I had to deal with him. We played
yeah, he
them.
was shooting like 40% from the 3
We
throughout
played
the past
them.
season.
We played them 3 times this year. We beat them twice in the regular season, and then they beat us in the tournament in the Sweet 16. Pain.
Yeah.
All I know is pain.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's tough out here. I mean, there's only one winner in that tournament. It gets real crazy out there, and I mean, who knows what that Kentucky basketball team is going to look like next year? You excited?
I'm excited. Am I excited? Hey, in Pope we
It
trust.
seems like it seems like he's really built. I was doubting Mark Pope when he got there just because of Coach Cal and his legacy, but Mark Pope is doing the right things, and I think one way or another, NIL is enabling some of these great schools to still just like get the right guys as long as you got the right coach. So it seems that way with Mark Pope, um,
In
but
Pope we
yeah, I wanted
trust,
to call
man.
out yeah, I wanna call out Chaz Lanier. I think Chaz Lanier is this interesting guy, like, shooting guard, small forward, like, a replacement to Tim Hardaway is almost how I see it, of this spot-up shooter. He shot 40% from 3 in college. He shot close to 40, in the summer league. I think he shot somewhere around, like, 35, 36 on, like, 6 or 7 attempts. So I just wanna give a shout out to Chaz because I think he is going to find himself playing meaningful minutes for the Detroit Pistons by the time it's the end of the season, just because of his offensive ability, and he's got some good size to him as well too, so he can hang out in the court. But we'll see. I just wanted to make that little shout out there to him, and then I'm gonna go over to Portland to Yang Hansen. I
Yes.
gotta give a shout out to
Yes.
Yang Hansen. This
Yes.
guy is I mean, Yao Ming is a great player, but this guy could
Don't
be, like,
disrespect
better
Yao.
than
Don't
Yao.
disrespect
No, you
Yao.
don't I'm not trying to because I was a Houston Rocket fan with him and T-Mac and Rafer Alston and the boys and Steve Francis and Shane Battier, but this is a different time, and this guy is unreal. Like, the way like, we were talking about Kalkbrenner and how he plays with the ball in his hands, but, like pause, but Yang
Asian
Hansen
Jokic.
is yo, yeah, I mean, wait, you're saying Jokic?
The Asian Jokic. Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like this is far different from your average 7-foot center. Like he's a special player, and
Hmm.
we're gonna find out with Portland. They got this double big lineup with Klingon and Hansen, who both can have the ball in their hands, and it's gonna be a mess for a lot of teams. If Portland, I mean, all these teams are real close to like having solid rosters because again, like the talent level is just so elite nowadays. This Portland team is going to be real, real interesting come this season. I'm curious to see how they do because they've got some guys that are on the roster like Denny Avdia. Um, they got Drew Holiday there. Um, I just think that they can do something. They could do something with this team, and when you got those two bigs like Hansen and Klingon, there's something special that can come from that. So I had to make a shout out to Hansen. I mean, I didn't even know about him until maybe a few days before the draft, and then he got picked by Portland. Like he moved up in the draft
So they said
to
they've been wanting
Portland, and I
him
was like,
for about 2 years now.
no kidding. And that's what Brad was actually saying about Hugo. But like I can see it because again, like these guys are overseas and they're coming over and they're ready. Another guy, Nikola Topic, watch out for him too.
The
Like
the topic. Remember I gave him that nickname last
yeah,
year.
yeah, the topic. So we'll see,
The
but
Josh Giddey replacement.
yeah, yeah, seriously. Like he does what Josh Giddey used to do in terms of like dribbling the ball down the court. If
But
it was a
Josh Giddey's
distracted
elite though.
defense,
Like he's really good for the Bulls. You
uh,
can't even act like he's
uh,
not.
he was so awesome at the end of the season. I cannot wait for some Josh Giddey basketball this year. And Buzelis, we're gonna see what happens with Buzelis.
Hmm.
I don't know. This Bulls team is gonna be very, very interesting. They are in just as much of a hole, I feel like, as Sacramento. Not as bad as Sacramento because they traded places
I
with
mean, they're
Levine
honestly,
and DeMar, but, like,
honestly, I feel like the Kings are Bulls West. Like
th
they're the same team.
totally.
They're the same. They're
Yeah,
constructed the
not
same.
as much money in the franchise. At least Chicago I mean, Chicago's the 3rd biggest city in the country
Yeah, and
versus Sacramento.
they sell out every
Like,
game. Like yeah,
it's crazy. I mean, you talking about Chicago or you talking about
yeah.
Sac?
The Bulls.
Yeah, when they're good, this city is rocking. Like, there's no doubt in that. When I went to the playing game versus the Hawks and they won, and then when I went to that Lakers game when Josh Giddey hit the game winner, the buzzer beater, so crazy. What a crazy game, like, being that close to Luka and LeBron, like, come on, man. But, like, those moments, those games, and a lot of the games that I watched and went to throughout this past season, like, Bulls fans were showing up, but, like, the Bulls were putting together some impressive games where they were keeping up with teams like Cleveland or the Clippers or the Lakers, and, like, they showed these, like, impressive spurts, but, like, you can tell they still need some guys to help support and, like, get them over that hump. But I agree, it is, like, Bulls East, Bulls West.
Hmm.
Um, they're not spending as much money, they're making these crazy, like, decisions on, like, trading certain players away at certain times, and, like, I don't know, and then their luck is just not the best whatsoever. Like, Chicago's luck has been honestly terrible. Like, I could see the vision so well with Levine and DeRozan and Vucevic and Lonzo Ball, and they were in first place at a point in time. I think we always go back to that, and, like, it's all kind of falling apart, but I think they're starting to build it back up again. Be interesting, but I agree, they're both suffering franchises right now.
Yeah, it's rough, but
Yeah,
I do
that's it
want
for
to.
me for the summer league.
Okay, I do want to go back to Portland. I do want to go back to Portland because some big thing just happened in the city of Portland. Damian
Cra
Lillard. Damian Lillard, man. Welcome back to Portland. It was. I know this hurts you a little bit because Boston was in the running for him, but it just made
It makes
sense.
sense.
It made sense. Like
Thanks.
it was time. It was time for him to come back home. Like he felt like he should have never left. And honestly, like the grass just isn't always greener. If I'm being honest, he he wanted to go to Miami. That was the team that he wanted to go to at first. If he did have to leave Portland, but it just didn't play. The cards didn't play out that way, and they sent them to Milwaukee, which seemed like on the surface was a good basketball move. But a lot of people didn't know what he was dealing with on the outside. I'm not here to talk about what he was dealing with on the outside of the basketball court, but it wasn't great. And being away from your kids, and he said in his press interview when he came back that like he still made a way with talking to his kids and all that stuff, but and being around his kids as much as he can. But he had like a funny quote where his daughter was like, "Oh, we don't gotta fly to Milwaukee anymore," and he was like, "Nah, like nah, we good, like we here." So it was a cool little thing to hear that, and then he also made a quote where he said it was a mental battle about his Achilles injury, and he was like, "I don't lose those." And it was like inspiration. I thought it was extremely inspiring to hear that. And he said like his first thought wasn't like, "Oh, why me? Why did I get hurt?" It was, "I'm really about to be someone that comes back from a Achilles injury," and it's just insane. Like if you can gain so much inspiration off of that guy's just quotes and just his mindset.
Bro, do you remember the bubble when
Yeah.
he was talking post game
Yeah,
about, like,
yeah. Ain't nothing, not
the
one more.
work in the
Yeah.
summer?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ain't
no,
nothing,
not
not one
one
more.
more.
Yeah.
You know why I'm here.
Yeah.
You
Shout out
know,
to J.
and that's
Cole.
yeah, I was gonna say, that's in the song in that J.
Yeah.
Cole song, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I love listening to that, and at the end of the song,
Mm-hmm.
he's like, in the summertime, he's like, whether people believe you, whether people know it or not, it
Mm-hmm.
always comes to light, and the
Mm-hmm.
song ends. It's just
Mm-hmm.
like, bro, like, inject that right in
Yeah.
my veins. Like, those are the guys that you fall in love with, though. Those
Mm-hmm.
are the players you fall in love with, and,
Mm-hmm.
bro, that's so awesome. I love hearing
Yeah.
that.
And honestly, like, if we really like dissect this roster, like they have a team here. Like
Yeah,
seriously.
like I was saying.
Like they have a scary team that can like make some noise in this Western Conference when Dame gets back. They can even make some noise this year, but like when Dame gets back, it's going to be extremely scary because you still got Drew, who seems like he's committed to being in Portland now, and you got the young guys in Yang Hansen and Donovan Clingan, And then you also got Tumani Kamara, who's an elite defender who I've been vouching for all year long. Nobody knows him, and I love it. I'm glad nobody knows him because I love the guys that are under the radar, and then they pop out. I love it.
Yeah.
All NBA. He was all defensive second team this year. Or might have been first or second team. I don't remember. Can you fact check that for me?
Yeah, I'll fact check
I
you
know he
right
was all
now.
defensive. I just don't know which team exactly. Um, but Tumani Kamara, love him. You got Drew Holiday at the 2 or 1, whatever you want to do with him. You still got Jeremy Grant, who Dame is real close with. Got him paid, and then you got Dame. You got Scoot, who you're still growing. You got rid of Anthony Simons, who is in Boston. And we'll see what they're doing with that. I don't know because they're still shopping him or whatever. But go ahead. Did you find it?
Yeah, no, it'd be interesting. Second team.
Second team, yeah,
Second
Tumani
team. Yep.
Kamara, second team all defense. Yeah, he was elite all year defensively, and I know there's some guys that I'm. Matisse Thybulle, another really good defender. Like they got some veteran guys, they got young guys. They have pretty much everything, and they got rid of DeAndre Ayton, who, which is kind of just perfect for them. They still got Rob Will, Time Lord, so like they
Yeah.
have options there where it's like we could, like defensively. I just named some like a lot of
We
plus
got like one of the
defenders.
tallest teams in the NBA,
Yeah, I
honestly.
named a lot of plus defenders, man. So like, it's scary over there in Portland. So I'm excited to see how they look when Dame gets back. But it was just time for Dame to be home, and I love it for him.
Yeah, and it's interesting because remember we were talking about shaving our heads. We were talking about going bald if Dame did not leave Portland before the first game of the NBA season. And yeah, like you said, the grass is not always
Yeah,
greener.
I'm glad.
And
I'm glad.
there's that side of like legacy too that people don't understand, like with these guys. Like they are just like us. Like they want I mean, they don't even have a choice as to like where they live or like where they play when they start their career. Like we decide that, like, as people like you and I that have jobs and go
Mm-hmm.
out and, apply for jobs and stuff, like, these guys don't have as much of that kind of choice,
Mm-hmm.
or, they don't know they don't know whatsoever. They go out to Portland, fall in love with it, they're like, "I wanna be here forever, like, settle down with my family, like, not go anywhere," and trades happen. Guys like Drew Holiday are, like, one of those examples of, family guys who like are close to the end of the career that like want to settle down and they keep getting moved around and it's pissing them off
Mm-hmm.
honestly because it's the business aspect of it that guys always say and I hate that, it's a business after they get traded, but one way or another like there's this aspect with Dame that you could see there was something missing with him, and maybe Milwaukee wasn't the right place to go to, but like it's not his choice at the end of the day. It was a trade, and it worked for both sides in that time. But it all made sense at the end of the day. Once it came time for him, and um he got bought out and everything, I was like, okay, I could see Portland. I saw Boston, but I'm like that would be so great and that'd be cool, especially for a guy like Dame to go to an organization like Boston that would really treat him in the way that he deserves. And not that Portland treated him wrong or Milwaukee did, but it's just like the city of Boston. I think the organization and the way it's ran is like really well done with Brad Stevens and Missoula and all them. So I would have looked forward to that. But honestly, it's really right that Dame is back in Portland and he finishes off his career there. So salute to Dame. It's tough. Like it's really tough to see a guy like that like not pursue a championship as hard as that, and a lot of players get held accountable for that, but at the end of the day, like we said, like, Portland is building towards something, and, who knows what happens over these next 2 years, and he's got a long road for recovery, but we know Damian Lillard, we know the work that he puts in, and we're looking forward to seeing him next year, or I guess in 2 seasons once it comes time, so,
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah, that's just my 2 cents on it, like, I think it's crazy, like, the narratives that people throw out on these guys when, like, if somebody told you or me to, like, "You gotta move and you gotta work the same job, but you gotta move to a different city, like, now and pack your bags and shit," like, nobody likes that whatsoever, but nobody's, wearing those shoes, like Dame or like Drew Holiday or these guys that get paid tens of millions of dollars, and they think that's, like, that'll solve the problem. So and it doesn't. It never does. Like money is never going to make you happy at the end of the day. And like people always talk about that. So like why would it be any different for these guys who like all of a sudden have these big life-changing moves because they get traded on a decision that's not even theirs, you know? Like, I
Yeah.
just I find it crazy the narratives that we set as, media and then, like, as just regular people, like, when in reality, like, we wouldn't do some of that stuff, like, again, I've said it 1,000 times, but, like, Kevin Durant, like, I'm going to the Warriors every time because it's fun to play with really good basketball players, like, I don't wanna go to Charlotte and play with one of the worst teams in the league and lose, over 50 games, like, 60 games, like, it's not fun, so, like, KD went maybe too far, maybe crossed a little bit of a line. I'm a forever KD fan, so I don't care, but, like, one way or another, like, these guys don't wanna be miserable, like, they go where they want to because they want to, but trades and these decisions, like,
I
are
think
sometimes
it's
out of their hands, so
I think it's this quote kind of like lives in my head when it comes down to this Damian Lillard situation. It's like go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. And he's celebrated in Portland. That's like he's a legend there. It's home. It's where his family is, and it always felt like when he was in Milwaukee, it was just like, oh, we got Dame. Oh, he can't play defense. Oh, he's not Drew Holiday defensively. Oh, we need him to whatever. Like
yeah,
we need him to be
exactly.
this. Oh, he's not running the pick and roll enough with Brooke Lopez or Giannis, and it was like okay, like yeah, every player is gonna receive backlash, not backlash, but like
Critique, yeah.
critique, yeah, from their fans. It is what it is, but also like I'm like Portland is home. Like Portland is like they love me here. Why do I have to leave or why shouldn't I want to come back? So I
And
think
that's
it
the
was
thing for
just
all of us, it was the
mm,
legacy. We wanted him to win a championship. We wanna see him get close, and, I mean, he's had some playoff runs and some amazing games, but yeah, it all makes sense when especially what you said, like, how he's celebrated, how he's treated by the city of Portland, his family, everything there, like, I guess I never realized that until he had this time in Milwaukee, and sometimes you had that realization and, like, hindsight's, 2020 when you're looking back on it, but, yeah, now I see it, and I'm like it gave me a perspective too on, like, some of these guys and their moves that they make or the moves that they don't make as well too, and staying in certain places, so, yeah, yeah, it's definitely opened my eyes, but I'm really happy for him, and Portland's really gonna celebrate him, and I can't wait for him to finish out his career in Portland. And I wouldn't have said that 2 years ago. I would have been like, he needs to get the heck out of there as soon as possible. But honestly, for a guy like him, he deserves it. And Portland looks like they're trending in the right direction and doing the right thing. So hopefully they can continue to build on that. And who knows? Who knows what happens in the future?
mhm. let's
But
let's kind of speed these ones up because I do want to get to this Bleacher Report 100 list, but
yeah, yeah.
um, I'm not rushing. Trust me, I'm
No,
good.
no, you're
I have
fine. No,
time.
we went on some long
Yeah,
talks there.
yeah. I have a game to coach at 9, so I'm good.
Okay.
Um, I just want to talk about that because that that bugged me. But
Yeah.
um, Marcus Smart to the Lakers. If I'm gonna be honest, it was cool. It was cool. It's an okay move. I'm not really mad at it. I'm not. I mean, it's not the sexiest move, but he helps. He helps the defensive
It's something they
versatility.
need.
Yeah, he helps on the defensive end. He's a guy that can keep them afloat as a point guard as well. The issue I have is just the spacing, and the Lakers need a little. They need spacing, especially when you have LeBron and Luca. I guess we'll see, but he adds a dynamic of that defense that they need because Luca's not a great defender. I don't know why the cameras went out of focus, but Luca's
You're
not a
good.
great defender, and neither is Austin Reeves. So you got a guy like Marcus Smart who can bring that defensive intensity, and he seems like he's very excited. He's talking about that they feel like they could be contenders, which yeah they can be. They definitely can be if they get some more shooting and then they get another center to back up Aiton, which I don't think Aiton's the guy for them, but we talked about that last episode. But it is what it is. But what is your take on this Marcus Smart
Yeah,
move?
like I said, I mean, they need that for their roster and what they have currently, but they still need to address the center position and they still need to address that outside shooting, like you said. Like they lost DFS. they're I don't know. I know that they waived Goodwin and somebody else as well too off their team, and like both those guys could at least shoot the basketball decently. So like they really need to address a lot of these issues as soon as possible because like guys are going off the market like left and right, and I just don't know what the Lakers are thinking. Like they're like, yeah, we're good, we're fine in the West. Like is like there is how they feel right now, but they're
Hmm.
not fine in the West. Like it's gonna get real ugly for them if they cannot help support Bron and Luca in the way that they need. Because I mean, Luca looks great. He's in awesome shape, but
Hmm.
still, there's some help that's necessary. Marcus Smart, he's an absolute trader. I don't ever want to see him in Boston ever again. I'm joking. I'm joking. He's got to do what he's got to do. We again,
I was gonna
like
say
it's
because
a
Rondo. How you feel about Rondo then? If that's the case.
no. I mean, like Ray Allen. Like Ray Allen was one of my favorite Celtics like players that inspired me to be a 3-point shooter and like shoot the way I did. Like he was always that guy, and he went to Miami and like broke my heart. Like that was insane, but it's a business. So, they're all making personal decisions for themselves. Like, I can't hate Marcus Smart for it. And honestly, I would rather see him on this Lakers team and like
In the Grizzlies.
offer that kind of, yeah, and offer that kind of intensity and everything towards, a guy like LeBron and Luca. It'll be a lot of fun to watch him on the court with those guys. Lakers fans, just be prepared for the antics and everything that come with Marcus Smart. It's a show for sure, but
Hmm.
it's a fun show. I enjoyed my time with Marcus Smart.
Not for sure.
Pause.
That's crazy. Um,
Yeah. Come on.
we'll keep it in LA, but we'll go next door. Um, the Clippers, man. I love their all season. I like seriously,
Crazy, man.
I love their all season, man. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Bradley Beal, Chris Paul, Brooke Lopez, and I think we talked about Lopez last episode,
Yeah,
but
and John
man,
Collins too.
John Collins. I just man, you posed the question in our notes here. Are the Clippers a contenders with this roster? Yes. Yes.
CP3, you didn't even
I'm
mention
ex-
CP3
I did.
now?
I thought I said Chris Paul. I thought I said Chris Paul
Oh,
after
did
Bradley
you?
Beal.
Oh,
Yeah,
shoot.
yeah,
I might have missed I might
yeah.
have just spaced out there for a
Are they a
second.
contender with this roster? Absolutely. Absolutely. I am so high on this roster. They have the best bench in the NBA. They have to. They have to have the best bench in the NBA. It's Chris Paul.
It sounds
Yeah,
like famous last
yo,
words. It just sounds like famous last words.
it's just a fact.
But I agree.
It's Chris Paul, Derrick Jones Jr. off the bench, Chris Dunn, uh, Brooke Lopez. It's amazing.
Bogdanovich. They got
Bogdanovich, yeah,
Bogdanovich off the bench.
Bogdanovich.
That's so
Like
underrated.
they don't have a weakness outside of like potential injuries. If
Age.
injuries, yeah,
Age is like their
age, yeah,
weakness.
age and injuries, but like if I'm being completely honest, the way they played last year, this team is like those guys. If those guys played the way they played last year, this season, they're good enough.
I
Kawhi, when he
agree.
came back, was a killer. He was elite when he came back. James Harden, he worries me in the playoffs. We know he has his playoff fall moments, so I don't know that worries me. But Chris Paul is he played all 82 games last year. He's a guy that's potentially going to stay healthy. Hopefully in the playoffs he stays healthy because this team is making the playoffs. I don't care what anyone says.
Absolutely.
Um, if he because that's been a problem in Chris Paul's career is health in the playoffs. But if he stays healthy in the playoffs, Kawhi stays healthy, JH stays healthy, and then you got your guys off the bench, and also Bradley Beal is a killer, and he's gonna be looked at a lot differently this year because he's not making 50 M's anymore with this roster.
Yeah.
So now he's making. I think I forgot what the contract is, but it's way less than 50 M's.
It's like
it's
11
like
mil
yeah, it's
contract.
like
It's like 2
11
years,
something. Yeah,
11 mil.
yeah, it was like 11 mil. So him at 11 mil, he's averaging close to 20 points per game. That's huge, huge. So man, this
I bet
team,
Phoenix wish they had that deal.
facts, they would have kept him.
Yeah.
This team is so scary, man. And oh my goodness, I don't know, man. I just know that if I were ranking the teams in the Western Conference, it'll be OKC, Denver, and honestly, probably them. If I'm being like
Yeah.
if I'm being honest, it's either them or I don't know. That
Minnesota's
Minnesota,
still
I
right
guess.
there. Minnesota's
Sure.
still right there. I
Who?
I wouldn't sleep on Minnesota. I'm gonna say this right now.
Sure.
I'm thinking
Oh
Anthony
no, no,
Edwards
Houston. I'm sorry,
MVP.
Houston. Houston. Houston's over
Yeah,
Minnesota.
Houston's right in there too.
Yeah.
Shoot. I'm thinking Anthony Edwards MVP this year. That's how I'm feeling.
Not a bad
I
take.
think he's I think he's coming for everything,
Not a
but
bad take.
I agree. I mean, you got Timberwolves, Rockets, Clippers, Nuggets, and then who else did you say? Miss another team.
So number one to me,
OKC.
OKC is number one seed. I would
Yeah.
assume number one, then Denver,
Yeah.
Houston, or Houston, Denver, whoever, or you can exchange. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. And then from there, I'm going Clippers. I'm going Clippers and then Timberwolves. Like it's the West is a bloodbath, and we still haven't mentioned the Lakers. We still haven't mentioned the Lakers yet. You still got the Warriors who are pretty decent. You got the Spurs who made good moves, and so like I don't know. Sorry guys, my dog is barking. I don't know what he's barking at, but yeah, man, it's the West is a bloodbath. I'm
The
glad to be a
Mavs as
Cavalier
well
fan.
too. The
Yeah,
Mavs.
the Mavericks. Yes, right. With Cooper Flag now.
I mean,
If
we
I'm
just mentioned the Trailblazers are like
yeah,
like this plus defensive team.
yeah.
Like, who knows?
So if I'm
The
being
Suns?
honest, man,
Nah, I'm joking.
it's no. But I'm glad I'm in the Eastern Conference as a fan because that's a bloodbath.
For real.
Um, but I'm comfortable
For
with
real.
Evan Mobley too. So if Evan Mobley's in the West, I'm cool.
Then you're fine in the East.
Yeah, I'm fine in the West if I was in the West with Evan Mobley. Um, but yeah, we'll go on to the
Interesting.
next move here. Cole Anthony. This we can just brush past this. I don't really care about this, but we can talk about who he may potentially go to. Um, oh no, sorry, he went to the
Yeah,
Bucks. Sorry.
he went to the Bucks. Yeah, he got
Yeah,
bought
sorry,
out by
sorry.
Memphis.
Yeah,
Went to the Bucks.
he got
But
bought up by Memphis and went to the Bucks. It's fine. It's fine.
I just want to ask you real quick, like your thoughts on Cole Anthony right now, like where he is right now in his career.
It's fine. He's a fine
Yeah,
player. He's not like anything that like he's not anything special. I mean, he's not what his high school projections projected him to be, but he's okay. Um, yeah, they don't really have a point guard. Like they don't really have a true point guard, and
yeah,
I guess he's somebody that could come in and fill that role. So it's cool. It doesn't keep Giannis happy. I'll say that. I don't even think he's gonna start. I think it's gonna be Kevin Porter Jr. So
yeah,
it's okay.
yeah.
It's a
They
fine
re-signed a
move.
lot of interesting guys on that team.
Yeah. So I mean, it's good for him. He got to go to a team that may be able to compete in the East a little bit. Just Giannis is good enough to compete in the East, but I don't know. Next one. I
Yeah,
don't even want to talk about that. Honestly,
yeah,
congrats to, but no. I don't want to mess. I don't want to act like I like. Congrats to you, bro. You got your bread. I'm not. I promise you, I'm not hating. It's just not of significance to me right now.
yeah. No, no, no.
Um,
I completely agree. I mean, the Bucks are an insignificant team in my
right,
eyes
right.
outside of Giannis. So
So Isaiah Jackson, Kentucky Wildcat, but I'm still going to show you the same amount of love that I gave Cole Anthony or lack thereof, whatever.
yeah,
I hope you're healed because I know you tore your Achilles last year, but you're gonna have a big role this year now that Miles is gone. So yeah, I think
it's
you're
gonna be
probably
interesting.
yeah he's gonna be the guy off the bench because they have Jay Huff who more than likely will start. And Isaiah Jackson will be off the bench. This is a filler year for them just because Tyrese Halliburton is out for the year. So shout out to Isaiah Jackson. Though he got paid, and yeah, he got his second contract. So shout out to him.
Yeah, absolutely. We can go on to the next one. Herb,
Herb Jones. Congrats to you for sure.
little extension.
Great way to get a bag and also secure like the like that financial freedom for your family and all that. But um, I just don't know the direction of the Pelicans. I just don't know what's going on. Like I'm just not sure.
They're in an
They
interesting
have
place right now.
they have a bunch of talent as well. They're a team that could be a top like 6 seed in the West if they were healthy, but they just worry me. I don't really know. Like they don't stay healthy. Derek Queen already got there and got hurt. So like it's just what is the direction? You got Jeremiah Fears, you got the young guy who I love. You got Jordan Poole. You brought Jordan Poole in. I'm not really sure. You brought in Kevon Looney, who's a vet. So those are two guys that have won a championship together. So they got some chemistry there. You still got Zion. Is he going to stay healthy? You still got Trey Murphy. Is he going to stay healthy? Healthy. I don't know. I don't know
Even
what's
Missy too.
yeah,
Evius Missy,
yeah.
he
You
was
got
going crazy in the
yeah, you
beginning of the
got
season, and
East
he was
Missy.
out.
Like I don't. East Missy is good. He was a good rookie, but um, I just don't know what's happening. What are we doing? Is it going to be? Are we tanking? Are we trying to develop these young guys, or are we going to keep these vets in? We still got Dejounte Murray. Like you still have Dejounte Murray there. So what are you
Yeah,
doing?
off an Achilles injury as well.
Right. So what are you doing? What is happening? I don't know. So I guess we'll see with the Pelicans because it just seems like they're in no man's land, and I don't love the move that they did. Bringing in they brought in Jordan Poole, but they got rid of a pick. I don't remember what pick it was, but they got rid of a valuable pick. Joe Dumars is already messing things up over there, and I just don't like
I
it. Joe
forget what the
Dumars.
pick was, but it was the
It was
pick that helped them move up to get Derek. I
Yeah,
forget I
but
forget
that
who
pick
it turned
that
into.
but that pick was unprotected and it was like a high value pick in the next it's seen as a high value valuable pick for among other GMs in the league. So I don't know. But shout out to Herb Jones, you got your bag, good for you. Heck of a player, heck of a defender. Seriously, like one of the best defenders in this league. I just wish he was on a contending team. But we'll see. We'll see what it looks like and we'll see if that contract continues to look good because you know that he could sign a contract and just be bad. Like I've seen it before, so we'll see. But I'm praying for success in his career because he's been a heck of a player. He represents the SEC extremely well. Shout out to Alabama, um, SEC Player of the Year in college as well. Um, J Dub, Chet, and Shea got their extensions. They got the bag, but
Crazy.
but unfortunately, we know what that means for the rest of the roster here soon. Luckily, they secured
Throw on the second apron.
Yeah,
Cue the music.
luckily they
Cue the Doom
secured
music.
Alex Caruso for another year and Isaiah Hartenstein as well. So they'll be able to have them for this another year, but they're gonna do the same things that Boston had to do this all season where they had to get out of the second apron and trade a bunch of guys that were valuable to their championship run. Uh, it's unfortunate. And I think the only guy that outside of that core three that is going to stay and remain is Lou Dort because he's been there since the beginning with SGA. So that means
Shout
Caruso
out Lou
is
Dort.
shout out to Lou Dort. That means Caruso's probably going to, well, not probably. Caruso's going to be gone. Hartenstein's going to be gone. Isaiah Joe's going to be gone. Aaron Wiggins, who saved basketball, is going to be gone. So like it worries me. It worries me because those guys were so key to their championship that they won this year, and you try to replace those guys with other guys or the picks that you're getting in Nikola Topic and you got AJ Mitchell who looked really good in summer league who I didn't mention I don't believe which
Yeah,
I'm sorry
you
that I
had him
didn't.
on the list, but
Um,
yeah,
AJ
it's a lot of
Mitchell who
guys.
was really good in summer league. Um, Nikola Topic, you got Thomas Sorber coming into the team this year out of Georgetown. So they brought in guys who can potentially replace these guys that they push out. Potentially. Nikola Topic, who I didn't mention as well. I think maybe I did mention him. I don't know.
You did mention
I
him.
did.
Alright,
Okay.
it's
Well,
okay.
yeah. Guys like that who you draft. We don't know what Usman Zhang is looking like. He hasn't showed us anything in 3 years yet. So I don't really know. But I guess we'll see. It's just they get the short end of the stick for, or they may potentially get the short end of the stick for drafting well, which that's the only thing about the second apron I don't understand is we draft well and we still get penalized for it. Whereas Boston, they still drafted really well and they brought guys in as well, but they get penalized for being good GMs. I don't understand it. Um,
Yeah, I agree.
I could see a way where like the KD situation doesn't happen again. I get that, but Boston did it the right way. So did OKC, and they both did it in ways that were a little different. OKC was more all draft, and Boston was more draft and bring some guys in. Well, I mean OKC did that as well actually because Alex Caruso and Hartenstein made them champions. Like those two guys made them
Yeah.
like champions. So I don't know,
Yeah, and they
but
were trying before, just like Boston, where they were kinda, like, flipping players in and out, like Paul George, and
mm,
trying to, like, find something that worked for them as Boston did with, like, guys like Kemba or, you know, Kyrie,
Mhm.
what have you. So, yeah, I completely agree.
Oh, yeah, you
It's
confused me, I'm
an
sorry.
interesting
You
thing that
because you
he
said
could.
Boston with Paul George by accident. You meant OKC.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry. Yeah, I meant
sorry.
OKC with
Yeah.
getting Paul George.
Yeah, so,
Um,
like well
but yeah, one way or another, it is an interesting space to like just penalize a team
mhm,
for doing the right thing, like going about it the right way in a sense
mhm.
of like the process and everything. Um, I
Um,
don't know. I don't know what this OKC team looks like in a few years. Like really, like do you think they grow to be this a big market team, if you will?
Not
Like
big market.
I,
Big market is kinda insane.
it's the city. It's your city that
Yeah.
makes the market, but, like, do they get to that level of a team that is I mean, they've been that team, I guess, since they've, like,
I think
come
if you can
about since
compare
the
it,
Sonics, really.
I think if you could compare it, you know how the Warriors started out as, like, this small market team, and now they're, like, one of the biggest markets in the league?
Yeah,
Um, I could potentially see that happening, but they gotta win a lot. Like, they have to have a guy like Curry
exactly.
who's transcendent and who people wanna like, be like. Like, kids wanted to be Curry. That's why the game has changed. OKC, like, Shea is really, really, really good. But I don't. There's not a lot of guys that want to be like him. Like there's not a lot of guys that yeah. There's not a lot of kids.
I think there's some guys that should try to be like
For
Shea,
sure, no,
quite
for sure,
honestly,
for sure,
yeah,
for
the way
sure.
he carries himself and also just I mean, the way he plays the game, man,
hmm But
it's
not a lot of.
unreal.
But
It's
it's not a sexy game. Not a lot of people like it. Not a lot of people like the foul baiting,
complaining towards his
quote
game.
unquote.
Yep,
Yeah, I mean I don't think he
exactly.
foul baits, but quote unquote foul baiting. They don't like it. It is what it is. I'm
Bro,
not really
he's
here.
killing defenders like crazy, like,
Yeah,
people don't wanna hear that.
yeah. I'm not really
They
here
don't wanna hear
to
that.
um to dispute that, but I don't know. But look at my dog, young boy in the background.
The boy, now he's
Yeah,
get rested,
Jordan
post
Clarkson,
up.
Jordan Clarkson to the Knicks. It's cool. It's cool. I honestly like it's maybe like 4 years too late for him to be traded. Like he should have been traded out of Utah. Like ever since Donovan Mitchell got and Rudy Gobert got traded, he should have been the next guy to get traded. He was wasting his time there. He won 60 man of the year in Utah a couple years ago, and it felt like okay, his career starting to go on the up and up. And he's always been a good player, good scorer,
Yeah,
but it felt like he was just wasting his energy and his time in Utah, and that was what was the most frustrating thing for me with him. But I mean, he's going to add some scoring to the bench, which they need for sure, because it felt like they were playing their starters all the time. And I know Mike Brown's not going to be a guy that's going to do that and run his starters to the ground, but it helps with him and then the growth of Tyler Kolek and to have those guys to pause take the load off the starters. So I think it's a good signing. If I'm being honest, it's just I'm just a little upset that why is it happening in 2025 when it could have happened in 2022 or
yeah,
2023. That's the only
yeah,
thing.
I agree. I think the only reason I put well, the reason I put the Knicks on this list and put Jordan Clarkson on this list because 'cause they're somewhat addressing the issue of that bench support that they're looking for. But still, I think the biggest thing for me is I'm not seeing enough still from the Knicks. Like, there's not enough sense of urgency from New York with the team that they already have and what they could continue to build. Like, the East is so wide open right now. I don't understand what the heck they're doing right now. Like, they need more guys. And Jordan Clarkson's a good player, streaky shooter. Like, he's earned a reputation, I think, over the past few years of honestly, like, being a jack, just shooting a ton of shots, and, like, the Jazz didn't wanna win many games, to be honest with you, so it fit the bill for him, but, like, they need more. They need more because he's not gonna help them defensively, I can tell you that much, so that's just a big thing for me right now is, like, calling that out is, nice move by New York in some sense, but it's almost like no different than campaign than them having campaign off the bench for me. Like it's a slight improvement, but it's still like it's not enough. Like a guy like Dennis Schroeder is like a guy that they could use. Some player that can like again take the load off pause of Jalen Brunson and a lot of these star players. So I just wanted to make that call out because I'm really calling out the Knicks here in their front office and making a move. Like they need to make more moves here. Not trade away guys. They just need to add more to what they have right now. So that's just my take on them. But It's all right.
Yeah,
I agree. Jordan Clarkson is definitely running out of time here.
yeah, but it's good that he went to a contender. So we'll see how that looks for them. Um, he deserves to be on a good team. Finally,
He's been playing a lot of losing basketball.
right. Um, that this last question, I don't know why you put this on here, but it's okay. I'll read it. Are the Raptors a playoff team? Absolutely not. That's
It
just
was
my answer.
it was a Brandon Ingram, like, he, like, made, like, this promise of, like, his drive and all this stuff and, like, his commitment to the city of Toronto, and then there's the other side of it where I'm looking at the roster, I don't totally hate it, man.
Me either.
Like,
Me either. I
when
look
you
at it
look at
too, and
it
it's
and you look at the East, that's where I'm like, the Raptors have not been a playoff team in quite some time, or at least just like a team. I don't think they'll compete in that kind of like aspect where I think they're maybe, I don't know, shit. They might be better than like this Pistons team that came into the playoffs, honestly. With the talent that they have, like Quick, RJ Barrett, Scotty Barnes, Brandon Ingram, then you got Podol, or Pirtle. Um, you got some interesting pieces out there, man. I'm telling you. And that coach, their coach, I forget his name, but he's a good coach.
Darko Rajakovic.
Yeah, yeah. Darko, he's a legit coach. I can see the vision in some sense, but I just had to put that in there because I saw BI say something about it, and I wanted to see what you had to say. This might be another Pistons take for me that's 2 years too late, or 2 years too early.
Oh my goodness, man.
You got Abaji, Chris Boucher is not much
Oh
to talk
my
about.
goodness. Oh my
Jamal
goodness.
Sheed, talk about a special player in the summer league. He was playing awesome in the summer league. Like, that was great to see. Like, I'm telling you, bro, like, I swear
I
to
can't.
God.
I can't. I
I
can't.
swear to
The Pistons, but
take me seriously.
you said they're better than the Pistons. That's crazy.
They had I mean, you wouldn't say they have more talent
No,
than the Pistons
they don't
of
have a
last
Kate
year,
Cunningham.
but, like, wasn't Brandon Ingram, like, supposed to be that I mean, he wasn't the number
Brandon
1
Ingram, hey,
pick.
Brandon Ingram is good, dude. But he
Yeah,
has
no, he wasn't the number 1 pick,
he's
but
another guy that's injured a lot. And
it's true.
like who knows? He's coming from that Pelicans like dark energy over there. I don't know.
I agree. I
So
agree. We'll
I'm
see.
not here to say that they're better than the Pistons. The Pistons were my darlings of the season last year. So no, I can't go there at
We'll
all.
see. We'll see.
But
I don't think I'd be curious to see what Toronto does this year. I just wanted to plant the seed there, and maybe
okay.
they just get into the play-in and that's
We'll
it,
see.
but I see them being more competitive than they were last year. I thought
Okay.
they got the short end of the stick last year.
We'll see. We'll see. All right.